in an action-oriented world. And there's always seemed to be something to do and no time to rest. Subalit, sa aklat ng Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28 and 29. Here's the reading. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lonely in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. Maliwanag po. Matuto lang tayo na magkaroon ng kapahingahan sa ating Panginoon. Matatanggap po natin ang biyaya. It's been clear enough that believing His comforting promises, our faith will grow stronger, and a supernatural peace will flood your soul. Dahil, when we put our problems in God's hands, He put His peace in our hearts. Kailan natin paginawain kay Kristo? Kailan natin simulan na paginawain natin sarili sa Panginoon? Well, when we trust in Him, not to complete His good and perfect work in us. Our time of rest refreshes us for times of service. Okay, let's take a particular occasion, special event, as an example. Suppose you could go into Rome where Jesus was sitting. O di kaya sa umagang ito, nandito ka at hindi mo alam na si Christ ay sit beside you. Sitting beside you. Would you give Him, what would you do? Iba-ibang reaction siguro. Magulantang ka, you'll be surprised. Or ma-surprise na nalimutan mo ng batiin or nalimutan mo i-hug. What would you do? Would you give Him a list of all the things you want? Subalit, dahil sa surprise ka nga, you forget to greet Him. Or would you like to ask Him the explanation of the dozen problems you have been unable to solve? Certainly not. Dahil tayo ay anak ng Diyos, we should rather fall in your knees. Mahihiya ka man, kung natutuwa, you should do that. Sa sobrang tuwa, ikaw ay nakaluha. Tuloy tayo magpasalamat for all your request was granted. Again, how do you approach Him? Iba yung kaninang dumating, sunod naman yung isa. How would you approach Him? We should not, ikaw ba'y matakot? No. We should not be afraid to approach, but we must come to Him with respect. We should acknowledge Him, His sovereignty over the current situation with total dependence on Him for who He is and what He can do. So, walang dahilan na tayo ay paghinaan ng loob dahil sa lumang tipan sa Isaiah 40 verses 28 and 31. Ito ay para sa kabataan, para sa mga matatanda. Isaiah verse 40, 28 and 31. Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, the Lord, the Creator of the ends of the earth, fainted not, neither is weary, and there's no searching of His understanding. He giveth power to the faint unto them that have no might, and increaseth strength. But they that work upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles, and they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Di ba nakakalakas ng loob? Na siya mismo ang nagsabi sa atin, okay, kung kayo nanghihina, renew your strength. Kung bahala sa iyo. Di ba? Again, therefore, we should not be weak when God's word says, renew your strength. And hoping or waiting God is expecting that His promise of strength will help us to rise above life, distraction, and difficulties. So what should we do? We should focus on God's power and wisdom to help us how to deal with it. In fact, all of us have areas where temptations is strong and habits are hard to conquer. And these weaknesses give the devil a foothold. So we must deal with our areas of vulnerability. And as we struggle, we can be encouraged to know that God is watching out for us. And dealing it enhances our strength, but our strength would be too much benefit if we fail to deal our weaknesses. So walang kabuluhan kung hindi natin ito ayusin ang ating mga kainaan. Inamin ko, ito nyo, nahapo, di ba ganang naranasan ng mga kaedad na nahapo, minsan, hindi ka na madapa dahil hanggang sumakit yung tuhod mo or yung paa mo. So that's our weakness, but then we should admit na talagang ganyan ang kalagayan ng tao. Dahil hindi man sa pagyayabang, is just a bonus for us dahil nakarating na kami ng above 70. It is important this time, bata man o matanda, it is important to take a self-inventory. Baga sa negosyo, malapit ng December, di ba mag-inventory sa lahat ng iyong items? Sa buhay po natin, young or old, we need to take a self-inventory in order to find out our strength and weaknesses. Gustuhin ko man na lalakas pa ako. Well, I did, nagawa ko yung basic exercises para ma-maintain ko yung physical fit. But may panahon talaga na darating yung kahinaan. We should not be worried about it. Dahil maging si David, in Psalms 51 verse 10, siya ay nakikiusap sa Panginoon. Babasahin po natin. Psalms 51 verse 10. Kanina, renew your strength. Ngayon, renew your steadfast spirit. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew the right spirit within me. Sa ibang talata, a steadfast spirit. We must ask God to cleanse us from within. Dahil cleaning our hearts and spirit for new thoughts and desires are pleasing to God. Dahil also right conduct can come only from a clean heart and steadfast spirit. Ibig sabihin yung matibay at tapat na tiwa ng bawat isa. I'm sure God give us strength to meet challenges in our lives. Subalit, reminder, paalala lang, self-sufficiency is dangerous when it causes us to believe we can always do what needs to be done in our own strength. So, malakas ka ngayon, huwag kang magyayabang. Maganda, mapugi ka ngayon, huwag kang magyayabang. Darating araw, kukulubot din yung mukha mo. Darating yung araw, wala na rin yung kalakasan. Bago dumating ba yun, we need to be thankful to God. We can be confident of victory in Jesus if we put our trust in Him and not in ourselves. Yung ilawit natin kanina, sure, very sure na yung will become victorious kung manatili tayong mananalig, tuwala sa Diyos, sa Panginoon. So, don't let yourself become a victim of worldly freighting. What's that? Freighting. Example, we sometimes neuter. Ano ba yung neuter? Mga bata, ganyan. They neuter when their parents discipline them. Bubulong-bulong. Hindi lang matanda, hindi lang bata ang nagmumuter. Parehas yun. Parehas sila. Sometimes we mumble like a child. Anong mumble? Umuungot. Diba sabi ng asawa ko, diba? Kasi pinagalitan niya, ay, nauungot-ungot mo dyan. Sometimes, we grumble. Kanina, we neuter, we mumble, we grumble. Ano ba yung grumble? Pabulong-bulong. Ano na? Nagmamakto. Tama ba yun? Pagmaktulan ba natin si God? Sometimes we fume. Ano ba yun? Nagkagalaiti sa galit. Yung ako kasi napaka-kulit, wala kang nutos kundi. So, paminsan, yung si madam, may wife, napansin kasi niya, lagi na ganyan. Nagagalaiti siya sila. Save you. Relax ka lang. Baka tataas ang blood pressure. Kasi, if we mumble, if we grumble, if we fume, if we spot, hindi ko na ano yung spot, is S-P-U-T-T-R. We mute her. If we do this, we will lose the peace of mind and joy that is your rightful heritage. So tayong may mga edad na yung ganong ugaling bagay, sabi nila pag matanda parang bata. Instead, we need to set aside part of this day to talk with Jesus, thanking Him for who He is and what He has done. Yun ang lagi kong ginagawa. Sana ganun din po kayo. Going back to Matthew 11:28 and 29, dito si Jesus Christ ay pinalaya niya ang tao from all these burdens. Ay sabi niya, come to me. Bahala, I'll give you rest. Magkaroon ka ng peace of mind will flood your souls. And the rest that Jesus promises is love, healing, and peace with God. Not the end of our labor. Yung pala, promise ni God, love, healing, and peace. Hindi yung kung ano ang ginawa natin, what we accomplish. Dahil yung bagay natin accomplish, mawawala yun. What remains is what we learn from Him. How do we learn to rest from Him? A relationship with God changes wearisome toil. Again, ang magandang relasyon natin sa Panginoon ay nagpapago ng ating wearisome toil into spiritual productivity and purpose. Tanong, kayo lang ito makasagot. What is the significance of Jesus' invitation for you? Ano pa ang kahalagahan o katuturan ng paanyayaan ni Christ sa buhay sa inyo? As I said, tayo lang, bawat isa yung lang makakasagot. Bahis ko lang, we need to be thankful and content to rest on Him. At the end, tayo rin ang makikinabang. Good day to everyone.